Well, hey, good looking. Want to see what we have cooking today in my kitchen? Well, grab a hold of that vine and swing onto my kitchen and let's get cooking. Good looking. Today, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make my big batch of Italian bread dough. This bread dough is going to give you 4 large bread loaves of Italian bread. So let's go ahead and let's get cooking. Good looking. Okay, I'm going to bring you along and I'm going to show you how I do a big batch of my Italian bread. And I need this for my supper tonight because we're going to have bruschetta along with chicken bruschetta. Now, I've always made all my homemade breads in a bread machine. Now, however you want to make your bread, that is up to you. I am not going to sit there and tell you you must make it in a bread machine. If you want to sit there and do it in your KitchenAid mixer, go right on ahead and do it. But this is how I do mine. So with that all being said, I'm going to grab my bread machine pan and we're going to sit there and show you how to put it all together. Alright, I have my pan out and I'm going to give you a quick little story of how I've always come about to making all of my breads in the bread machine. My mom was the one over 30 years ago gave me my very first bread machine as a wedding gift to my husband and myself, and ever since then we've been making it in a bread machine. We're going to be needing 3 cups of water, and that would be warm water too. And then 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of instant yeast, 6 cups of flour, and we're going to reserve 2 cups of flour off on the side. Add 1 teaspoon of the oregano, 1 teaspoon basil, 1 teaspoon rosemary, 1 teaspoon of the dried minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. Now go ahead put this all in your bread machine and allow your bread machine to do its little magic of mixing up all your beautiful Italian dough. Okay, I'm going to come down here to my menu and I'm going to put it on my dough setting, and I'm just going to hit start, and it's going to do all of its little magic for me, and all I have to do is come back when my bread machine beeps at me and tells me my dough is ready. And that's when we'll be back. And there it is, and look, it's so gorgeous. And I only had to use the 6 cups of flour, so the extra 2 cups that the recipe called for can go back in the canister for a few more other loaves. Okay, here is my Italian bread. Now I'm going to sit there and go and get prepared to show you what we're going to do with it. Now I'm going to sit there and dump my dough out onto my surface down here. And we're going to divide it all up into 4 equal sections. Alright, let's go ahead and divide our dough all the way up. So, cut it in half. Now, if you want to be really accurate, you can bring out your scale and do it that way. And then I want you to cut each half in half again. And then we're going to shape each one of these triangles into a long loaf. Now, I have a cookie sheet. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray some cooking spray down on top of it. I want you to do the same. Alright, I sprayed my aluminum foil. Now I'm just going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to put some of these off to the side so we can just work with one of these. Okay, let's put the onion off to the side because that's our next dish. Now, I have one of these into a log, but I want to sit there and shape it into a longer of a log. So I'm going to sit there and continue to roll it out to be longer. And when I think I have it, as long as I want it, go ahead and poke your ends in and just kind of pinch them and tuck them in and under, just to get it a little bit prettier. So tuck that all in, pinch it all shut, and then tuck them under. Let's go ahead, raise this up. I'm going to grab my cookie sheet, put it down, and now here comes my loaf of that we just cut out. Lay it down on top, and now I'm going to continue to do this to all the other loaves. Now that you shaped all your loaves, this is the one that I'm going to be using for my supper salt. That's why it's not on the same sheet pan as all the other ones. But you're going to do the same to the other loaves. I want you to sit there and just lightly cut little gashes along the top.
and allow that to double in size. Here are 3 other loaves. Like I said, I want you to sit there and go ahead and slice the tops. I'll see you when I'm all done. Alright, now that I slashed the tops, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quick throw these in the freezer and flash freeze them. Alright, here are the 3 other loaves of the Italian bread that we put in the freezer, and we went ahead and froze up. So now I went ahead, I marked my bag, and we're just going to place these frozen loaves of Italian bread right into. Okay, I have a parchment paper here. Here it is on my parchment paper. Let's go ahead and just slip it on in. Let's do that for the other 2. And we have 1 more to go. Now, last night was a really hectic night, and I'm not sure if it all got filmed, and in case it didn't, I did take a picture of.
Alright, whenever you're ready to have a fresh loaf of Italian bread, go up to your freezer, grab one of these loaves, put it onto a greased baking sheet, allow it to defrost thoroughly, and then we're going to sit there and allow it to double in size. Once the dough has doubled in size, we're going to sit there and place it in a preheated 350-degree oven. We're going to bake it for 30 minutes or until the loaf is golden brown. Then we will remove it and place it onto a cooling rack. Once the bread is cooled, we can then slice it up and toast it up. Now, once it is toasted, you can either sit there and put garlic butter over it and serve it for garlic bread to go along with your spaghetti or lasagna. Or we could sit there and just toast it up and put our bruschetta or our canned bruschetta on top of it and enjoy it with chicken bruschetta. However you want to enjoy your Italian bread, simply make it your way. And here is my bruschetta chicken along with some of that Italian bread all toasted up and with some bruschetta on top. Now, be sure to share, like, and subscribe today, and y'all come back now. You hear?